Would you believe me if I told you that The Hunger Games and The Hobbit are actually the same story?
Are you crazy?
Yeah, I didn't think so. But I understand why you'd answer that way, you uneducated soul. After all, The Hobbit takes place in a magical medieval past, while The Hunger Games takes place in a dystopian future. Hell, Bilbo and Katniss barely share any traits, both physical and psychological. Bilbo is a hobbit. Katniss is a human. Bilbo is male. Katniss is female. Bilbo enjoys his peaceful life, while Katniss never had a peaceful life to begin with. The list really goes on and on and on and on.
You are just proving my point further. You are stupid and the teacher should fail you.
Why, hello there, one-off nameless character I made for a presentation last year and has been completely useless to me since. Don't worry, I'm getting there.
Wow, Jesus Christ. You didn't need to be so mean. Can you at least give me a name?
If I do, will you shut up?
No promises.
Your name is Prattle.
Yay.
Now let's stop prattling along and get to the explanation. To better understand why The Hunger Games and The Hobbit are fundamentally the same story, you need to understand the hero's journey. The hero's journey is a narrative framework that outlines a common story structure, in which the story starts in the normal world, or at least what is to be considered normal within the confines of the fictional world, enters an abnormal world, then returns back to the status quo, now changed from the adventure they had in the abnormal world. Now, this abnormal world doesn't have to be necessarily a whole new world like it is in Amphibia, in which the main character, Anne, gets stuck in an alternate reality where frogs rule the world. It can be more symbolic. Take, for example, Hilda. I won't go into too much detail about the show Hilda, but for every fantastical creature that exists in it, Hilda's abnormal world ends up being something as simple as moving into the city and having to adjust to it. Really, crossing the threshold can be a connotation for any plot point in any story, so long the character either learns something from it or exit that experience in a meaningful way. Let's compare our status quo and crossing of the threshold in both The Hunger Games and The Hobbit now. The status quo in The Hunger Games is what we are introduced to with District 12. Katniss hints at The Hunger Games being quite the bloodbath, but every district must participate to avoid harsh punishments, explaining that this is how the capital holds power over every district, and that death is the only way to survive in this world. Many people, for example, are paid to put their names into the draw in order to avoid starvation, a common fate in District 12. Katniss describes that fat people in District 12 are truly considered very accomplished and are looked up upon. Meanwhile, in The Hobbit, we are introduced to the Shire and Bag End. The Shire is a peaceful, pastoral country inhabited almost completely by hobbits. Hobbits are small, human-like creatures with big, hairy feet with leathery soles. So they rarely wear shoes. When we initially meet Bilbo, he seems content with a quiet life, comfort-loving, and is fond of a good meal. Though he can't see himself out and about adventuring, most folks in the Shire see adventures as a nuisance and an overall waste of time. What causes both of their normal lives to change forever? The second part of the hero's journey, the call to action, along with the initial resistance or doubt. Katniss's call to action was when Prim got her name picked in the 74th annual Hunger Games. Though Katniss initially planned on never going to the Hunger Games in her life, she had to save her sister, which led to Katniss becoming District 12's first ever volunteer. Meanwhile, Bilbo met Gandalf and the dwarves after they arrived unexpectedly at his home, asking for Bilbo to join them in their journey. Bilbo initially turned them down, but he couldn't stop pretending that he was completely content with his life, changing his mind and deciding to come with them. See where some of the parallels lie now? Despite being completely different stories, they follow relatively the same story structure.
Okay, well, that's just in the beginning. There can't be more, right?
Oh hey Prattle, I forgot you were there, but don't worry, there is still more to cover. Seeing as we are running low on time, I will rapid fire these next couple points. Parallels can be drawn between Haymitch and Gandalf. They're both mentors who help our characters on their journeys and guide them to success. Haymitch teaches Katniss the best survival strategies to the Hunger Games and sends her sponsors to help aid her while she's in need, while Gandalf guided Bilbo by encouraging him to reach out of his comfort zone. Crossing of the Threshold. Katniss gets to see the people in the capital for the first time and is absolutely baffled by their strange clothing and culture. While it was considered an accomplishment to be fat in District 12, the people in the capital often took pills to make them throw up in order to stay skinny and beautiful. Meanwhile, there wasn't time for such trivial things like beauty and standards in District 12. Bilbo travels through many different towns, villages, and cities, getting to see and learn about many different kinds of creatures and people, as well as the dangers that come with them. Both characters experience extreme hardships as well as loss, both of which use the knowledge from said losses in order to fuel their resolve to fight back. When the two characters return home, they both come back changed. Katniss brings back hope that others can fight it back against the capital like she did, while Bilbo became a hero and got to pass his story down to Frodo. While The Hunger Games and The Hobbit are two very different stories, they're still the same journey. Thanks for watching!
Meanwhile...